Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Arbiana Capri. If you are new here, welcome, and if you're returning, hey girl. So I'm going to show you guys how I have perfected and done my updated base makeup routine. It works with eyeshadow and it works without eyeshadow, either way. Usually I'm going to be using all the same products, but in a different way. This makeup is sweat proof, oil proof, Arizona proof. So I'm gonna show you guys how I have perfected that, and it's gonna be my new staple, my new look, my new base. So yeah, let's get started. So first things first, I did get my eyebrows waxed yesterday so they don't look crazy, and I just got a fill on my lashes the other day. So finally your girl's all put together for one video. Pretty much going to be using the same products that I always use. I just feel like I'm using them in a different order and differently when it comes to how I'm applying it, if that makes sense. But so far this has been like sweat proof, oil proof, and Arizona proof. So I'm gonna start with my brows. I'm gonna show you guys how I do my brows. It's not much different. Of course, it's using the e.l.f. laminating brow gel, and then I'm going in with the Anastasia Brow Wiz. This is in the shade dark brown, and then cleaning up with my Too Faced Born This Way honey concealer. So let's get into these brows, girl, because it should be easy. I'm kind of liking this little feathered look, how it's like slightly, so I think I'm going to leave that. Usually I will carve them down, but today I'm going to leave it. And I've said before in previous videos that my eyebrows are currently tattooed, but they are so faded. I got them done like 3 years ago, and I've only had one touch up because, girl, that shit hurts, and I was like, I'm not coming back. So I have not touched them up, so I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Brow Wiz just slightly, just to make them stand out, because once I put on my foundations and concealers, I feel like they kind of get like washed out. And then going with my OG flathead brush and then my concealer to shape up the bottom. And I always just take a little bit from here. What's been getting easier for me, because sometimes I feel like I use too much, is to scrape most of it off and starting further out in the middle of my brow and then taking it over, so I'm not using too much product. Alright, so now going in with a more dense brush, and I'm going to just blend out the bottom of my brows like down into my lid. I'm not doing eyeshadow today. I'm just showing you guys like my new base, and it works for every eyeshadow pretty much. So whether I am doing shadow or not, I've been going in with the same brush and the One Size Setting powder, and just tapping that brush into it and putting it all over my lid, just because I still don't want my lid to like look and be greasy at all. And since I am using concealer, I just want it to set. And that's it for the eyebrows and the eyes. Give my lashes one good brush. Honestly, you guys have seen every video I have lash extensions, so wearing makeup with lash extensions is possible. Just keep them clean. Primers, I'm going to be using two. I don't remember if I've done this in a different video, but this has been my favorite right now because it's the Power Grip Primer and then the True Matte by Fenty. these two together, especially if you're an oily girl or you like me, live in Arizona, it's hot as hell. This has been keeping my makeup in place all day. And when I mean all day, all day. And your girl be busy, so I'll be having time to touch up and blot and all that good stuff. So these two, real good. So we're gonna start with the e.l.f. Power Grip, and we're gonna put this on just like normal. And rubbing this in. So now that I've let that sit for a little bit, I'm gonna go in with the Fenty one. This one, I do just squirt in my hands. And I'm gonna focus on the areas that I get really oily. So like my forehead, my chin, and just right on the sides of my nose. And I'm gonna pat it because I don't necessarily want it to mix with the e.l.f. one. I kind of want it to just sit on top and give me an extra layer of protection. And the sides of my nose and my nose, I get so oily, so I'm like, I need it there for sure. And this is a full coverage, full glam minus the eyes type of look. It is honestly super quick. I've been doing it for the last like couple weeks and it's been my favorite. So then going in with the LA Girl Pro Concealer is in the shade Toffee. I'm gonna use this to cover up all these dark spots. My skin is slowly clearing up, but it's still a work in progress. So I'm gonna use this just to even out my face. But we're not gonna blend this out. So we're just putting it on and leaving it. We're gonna blend it out when we put on our foundation. Okay, foundation of choice is going to be the Estee Lauder. I use the shade Maple, and this is the Double Wear foundation. So I'm gonna pump it on the back of my hand, and I usually do about 2 pumps. I'm going in with a like fluffier, dense brush, and I'm just beating my face, literally. I tend to leave a little space from underneath my eyes alone, just because I am going to be doubling up on concealers there. So I don't want too much product underneath my eye. Okay, so now I'm going to use my Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and I'm just going to lay my concealer down because then I'm going to go in with the bronzer. Being pretty generous, of course. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry down, and while using my Juvia's Place bronzer, this is in the shade Cocoa, and then my Morphe Y4 brush. And so I was watching a TikTok, and this girl said on placing like cream contour, cream bronzer, is to have it really focused up here before, just to diffuse it a little bit before you start bringing it down. Starting at the temple, basically. And that has been seeming to work for me. And it'll start to diffuse by itself, especially because once we put like our concealer and stuff, it'll calm down. And I'm kind of doing like a flicking motion, so I'm kind of like pushing it, like one of those. So it's bringing it up, not down, and still blending into my face, into the shadow areas. And once I put my blush too, it'll blend in together. And since I'm using liquid blush, it'll also blend in for my concealer. So I'm not gonna do my forehead just yet, just because when I blend out my concealer, I feel like it gets blown up everywhere and I have to go back in with my bronzer anyway, so I'm gonna hold off on that. Now I'm gonna go in with my Juvia's Place. This is in the Peach Rose Liquid Highlighter. I can never open this. There we go. And being very light-handed, 2 dots. And then I'm gonna go with a smaller fluffy brush and just blend it out, and I'm just going to be blending it like regular. And blending upwards so it still gives me like that snatch look. All right, so since the concealer has now had time to sit, I'm gonna go in with this, I can never remember the name, the multitask cheek brush, and this one is really tapered, so it's easier for me to blend pretty much everywhere. So I'm just gonna go through and take my time blending this out. concealer, make sure you look up so it gets inside those creases, because you don't want to finish your makeup and be like, something don't look right. And I'm gonna be blending this up towards my temple as well, because we want to snatch the face. Okay, so that's all blended out. You can still see my contour, you can still see my blush. I'm gonna go in and add some of the bronzer to my forehead. And I'm just using like a stamping motion just to blend it down. Now I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Shape Tape. This is in the shade Tan Sand. I'm at the smallest dot of this to my inner eye. And this is just to lightly brighten my under eye and just bring me more back to life. And I am going to be using that same blending brush. Y'all know, for me, honestly, using brushes for multiple purposes, it just saves me. And sometimes, like, I have a lot of brushes. Sometimes I don't want to have to, like, dig through. I don't have to clean them all. Like, I barely be cleaning these ones. And I know someone out there agrees with me. Having dirty brushes, they work 100 times better than when they're clean. Like, I don't care what nobody says. Dirty brushes still work. Like, it's probably not the most sanitary, but I'm the only one using it, so it's fine. Let's go ahead and blend this out. And we're gonna try and stay as focused in the inner corner as we can. Brightened her right up. Look at that. Okay. So now that that's it for the liquids, we're gonna go back in with our One Size setting powder. So now we did the primers, we set the face really well, going in with the One Size because One Size is supposed to be matte. And so this is gonna help control those oils, stop us from sweating so much, and again, surviving Arizona heat. So I'm gonna use this as my setting powder. So going in with my powder puff, so I stamp it inside of the powder and then just using my arm, just even it out and getting off all the excess and pressing her in, girl. Like, press her in. You want her to stay there all day. And still following that same motion of bringing it up. And then again on the chin, on my mustache, and then on my forehead. These are just the areas that I get the most oily. And then I'm gonna go in underneath my contour and just carve it out with the side of my puff. Now we're gonna let this sit. So I do press it so far into my skin that I could probably get away with leaving it, which is pretty much what I like to do, is just leave on my powder for as long as possible. So if I can press it enough and blend it enough to where I don't get like crazy flashback or I'm not looking super powdery, then I'm gonna leave it, because I mean it's gonna be working all day. So now that all the creams and liquids are done, I'm gonna go in with the powders. Because this is pretty much it. We're literally done. We're literally done. So I'm gonna go back in with my powder bronzer and my bronzer brush, and just to tap on top of the bronzer that I'd already put on, just roughly, nothing pretty. Just to kind of bring it back after putting on all the other liquids. And this one I am gonna drag down. And then I'm gonna use my Wonder palette and touch up my blush. Using the same palette, I'm gonna do my highlighter that's in here. It's like this gold one. And since I didn't do an eyeshadow today, I am gonna take a little bit of this same gold highlighter and put it in my inner eye. Yeah, because I'm that girl. I am that girl. And this is like honestly a full beat that's in like 10 minutes. Truly, it's like so quick. And since I have a full set of lashes, I'm going to put on a little bit of mascara on the bottom, even though my bottom lashes are like non-existent, but like whatever. So to set my face, I'm using the Morphe. This is the Continuous Setting Mist. And then once that's dried down a little bit, I'm going back in with that same powder puff that I used for my setting powder, and I'm pressing my makeup back into my skin just to melt it a little bit more. This lip combo, I feel like I've done in another video, but this is the Bare Minerals Gen Nude. I think it's in the shade Attitude. This, Chef's Kiss, and I do have on the Fenty lip oil. Y'all know how I get down. For the lipstick, I'm going to be going in with the Too Faced Cool Girl. This is their Melted Matte lipstick. And I could just leave it like this, but I'm not going to because gloss is that girl. This is the Ruby Kisses. You get this at any beauty supply. If you don't, it's not a Sally's. Do not go to a Sally's. Sally's is not gonna have it. You need to go to a black beauty supply and get just a clear gloss. It's gonna be thick as hell, but it's gonna last you all day. And to help, so it gets like deep in there, take your finger and just slide. Obviously it's gonna come off, but it helps that inner lip situation. So this is the look completely finished, and this has been my, like I said, it's been my go-to. It's quick, it's easy, it's bright, it's still giving full glam, and I still like that girl, because I am. And it works with no eyeshadow, or if I need shadow, it works either way. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys try it. Like, leave your comments and questions down in the comment section. And I will be seeing you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys later. Bye.